We think of water as something that comes from a stream, and it does, but it also comes to the stream. And our water security, how clean it is, how bad the spring floods are, how cold and abundant our summer water supply is, depends on how it gets there. A watershed is a landscape with a living stream at its heart. In 21st century Alberta, however, we have very few landscapes that aren't busy with human activity or marked by the evidence of choices we have made. Almost all of the water in southern Alberta streams originates on the forested eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains. And in those headwaters, we do a lot of things. We mine coal, we harvest timber, we graze cattle, we build roads, we camp, fish, hunt, and explore. Every one of those things changes the land, and every change in the land shows up in the streams draining east into the prairies, because the water in those streams all come from the land. Lauren Fitch is a fisheries biologist who for many years was responsible for southern Alberta's trout streams. Before that, he was the southern region's habitat biologist. He spent decades working to keep streams healthy, and that's led him to focus not so much on the streams as the landscapes they drain from.
In answer to where we are with our watersheds, we're not doing well. And I think that typifies water quality. I think it's also indicative of water quantity. We know because of the impacts of climate change that we're getting less water from our watersheds. Dr. Stuart Rood from the University of Lethbridge has documented about a 20 to 25% decline in stream flow in the Oldman River over the last 100 years. So that's less water today than there was before. I think as well, we've because of the way we've treated our watersheds, with roads and trails and logging cut blocks and a variety of other land use endeavors, we don't change how much water falls on the landscape, but we change how quickly it runs off. And so if it runs off more quickly in the spring, it doesn't do us any good in the fall when we actually need the water. And so I think that's one of the more profound stories. And so we need to learn to adapt, first of all, to climate change, but we also need to learn how to mitigate the effects of climate change on hydrologic response. And we need to treat our watersheds better so that they're the more effective sponge that collects, stores, holds, and then slowly releases water over the year.
A living stream is like the report card of a civilization. Western historian and novelist Wallace Stanger once wrote in his book The Sound of Mountain Water, "One cannot be pessimistic about the West. This is the native home of hope. It has a chance to create a society to match its scenery." We'll know we've achieved that ideal when our Alberta headwaters streams are once more healthy, clean, teeming with native trout, and flowing confidently to a future in which we can all take pride in how we use the land from which those streams arise.